Hello, party people! It is Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. Welcome in to our first project video. Many of you have been following along and you know that I'm on the road. So we're working with Bargain Bead Box Seafoam Sunrise. And we have limited tools and such today. And we're just working on getting some of this stuff, some of these projects accomplished. So here's the deal. Originally, I was going to use these beads for my first project for knotting. However, it's been reported that these beads are having a dye issue. So I am going to go ahead and take them out of rotation. And I'm not going to use them because I don't want to spend all that time knotting them and then they're going to do a dye transfer. So that was going to be with these guys here for the knotting project with the metal. Whoop. So now I'm like, okay, we gotta, maybe we will add some of these guys. I don't really want to do that. I want to stick with the maybe I'll add these. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to move some of these other things off the mat. Sorry if that was loud. Jeff has a dishwasher. I'm gonna move some of these other things out of the way so that we can just get started on this. So if you have been following along, you know that I hurt my knee. I think I tore my meniscus in my knee Friday before I left, and I thought it was going to be fine, and then it's all swollen, so I called the doctor. And so I got to go in when I get back from vacation, but I got a brace on it, like just a compression wrap and all that good business. So I am in a situation where I have to stand to do this. So I'm going to show you how to set this up, and then I will probably go ahead, do a couple of wraps, and then I'll just cut to where I'm at with the project because I don't think I can stand here and do it. We don't have a table here at Jeff's house. We have like a little table, but not a big enough one where I could have all this set up on. So that's kind of the situation. However, I did go to the Hobby Lobby. I got the E6000. I did not find any, I didn't find any other things there that would help with the finding situation. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to set this up. Many of you have seen this numerous times, so which way do I want to go? You know, I think I want to go with the teal. Both would be good, but I think I'm going to go with the teal, just for fun. All right, and then these beads have, I think, a pretty good hole on them. So let's go ahead and set this up in case you ever wanted to. What you're going to need for a knotting project. A knotting project is a good project to take with you while you're on the road because you don't really need that many tools. You need a tweezer. You need a little glue. You need some Ceylon. That's basically it. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 wingspans of this Ceylon. I always use extra, but I would rather have extra than not enough. So I'm going to use 2 wingspans of this. Cut it. Okay. And before I do anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to marry up the ends here. And then I'm going to go ahead with my pendant. I'm going to bring that through. Now, if you wanted to use double string, like 2 strings for each side, you can do that as well. You would have to, well, maybe I'll do that so that I can show you, maybe. Let me see if both these are going to fit in there. I don't think you really have to on this one. Let me just check. No. If you do a double knot, I don't think you should have to on this. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to bring this down, and then I'm going to do a lark's head knot right here. So I got my loop. Okay, I'm going to bring those tails through the loop. Okay, start pulling them down. And before I pull it tight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one side, one tail for each side, and I'm going to go and get the end of that tail, and I'm going to run it through here again. This is just if you want to. So that's for this side. And then for this side, I'm going to do the same. Get the end of that tail. You want to make sure that you're working with the same tail for the same side. Okay, so run that through again. Okay, so that you should have something that looks like this. I'm just going to start to wiggle that on down. And there you go. Okay, so that is the beginning of our pendant. And this is what it looks like. And I am going to do a knot right here. I'm going to make sure everything's kind of sitting the way I want to. And now right here is where you could do like one of these little medals if you want to. If you care to do that. So I'm just going to do the knots. I'm going to go around. I'm going to go through here with both strings once and twice. Okay. I'm going to take my tweezer. I'm going to go through this loop. And I'm going to grab hold of what we call the bass strings right above this lark's head. So all this should be on the tweezer. I'm going to bring it down by pulling this straight up. And then I'm going to remove my tweezer. And I'm going to grab a hold of this tails. And I'll push and pull at the same time to pull that into place. Okay. So there we go. There is my knot. Okay, now if you wanted, you could do this guy right here. I'm pretty sure. Let's double check the hole size. Okay. Oop. Get hung up on everything over here. Let's make sure that this is not going to go down. Nope, the knot is big enough to stop it. I'm pulling pretty hard on it. So we should be able to put that there. So then what I'll do here is I'm going to do another knot. So I'm going to go around with both. I'm going to go through once. I'm going to go through twice. I'm going to grab my tweezer. I'm going to go through the loop. And then I'm going to go right above the bead. So wherever you put the tweezer, you got to put the tweezer towards the end, right? Because you want it to be small. Wherever you put the tweezer, that's where your knot's going to be. So you're going to hold pressure with that. All of this is on the tweezer. You are then going to pull this down, and you're going to do that by pulling it straight up. Okay, now here's the thing. I like to put my work down, pull the tweezer out, put the work down, because gravity. And I find that if I do it like this, I don't end up with too much slack. So then I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to push and pull at the same time to pull that knot into place. Then I'm going to go to the bead. I'm going to push it up to lock that knot in. Okay. And so this is what we end up with. Great. So now we are going to split these. And we're going to have one going one way and one going the other way. All right. So now is where I got to start making some decisions about my design, right? But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get my needles ready, my needles. So you're going to take some Loctite super glue. Hi, Winter. You just about knocked over my coffee. Winter's here this morning. And I'm going to put a little smidge of this glue on this just plastic bag, whatever you got. And I'm going to take the end of this and I'm going to put it in that glue and I'm going to just kind of twist it in. You're going to want to rub it through there about twice. I make mine pretty long just because sometimes I have to cut them. Excuse me, ma'am, there's glue over here. Can you stop? Okay, sorry. Winter just tried to glue her butt and then she knocked over the light. Okay, so now I'm doing the other side. This one had less glue, so I'm going again. I just want to put those somewhere where they can dry. And then while they're drying, I'm going to make some decisions about my color situation. You know, I think because we're doing knotting, and we said we had, what, 15 inches. That's not enough. I'm going to split these out so I have enough for each side. So these are the Amazonite matte. Okay, so I got some for this side, some for this side. And, oh, that extra one. Do I have an extra one? Oh, no, I grabbed the wrong one over here. Okay, and then I'm going to split 2 for these, 2 for these. Just in case I want to use them all. I know how much I got to work with. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So I just have them so I know, like, these are all for this side and these are all for that side. Okay, once our little guys are dry here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our flush cutter. We're going to give them a little trim at an angle to make it pointy because you're creating a needle here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, I think I'll start with this one. One of the mats. And I'm going to bring it down. Okay. And I'm going to do the knot again. So this is the same situation we're going to do for every single one. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to bring this around, put this where I want my knot to be, pull this straight up, pull my tweezer out, and then I'm going to push and, oh, slipped off of that one. Push and pull this into place. And I'm going to make sure that this isn't a big enough knot to plug up the hole, which I believe it is. Okay. And then I am going to focus these down towards the front. So I think I will do one of these guys next, the shiny. Let's make sure these holes are the same. They are. I'm going to go around 2, come in through the loop, grab above the bead, and so right here, I'm making sure that the loop stuff is on the tweezer. I'm gonna pull this up to tighten it. You can even push it down with your thumb if you want. I'll pull my tweezer out, and then I'm going to grab hold of this, and I'm going to push this down and pull the base string up while I'm doing that. Lock that bead in. Okay. And then I think what I'll do is I'm going to try to do one of these with a bead cap. Let's see, what's that look like? Should be okay. The hole might be kind of big. Let me try it. Let me put it on there and see. If it'll gonna go over the knot. It seems like it should be fine. So I'm going to use another one of these guys. The shiny. Let's see how that looks. Capped up. It looks pretty nice. So right here, I'm going to go around 1, 2, and just for good measure, 3. I'm a little scared of that larger hole there. Go through the loop, onto the base string, pull it down, get all that into place, pull this out. So I got 3 on there. So it would be important to note that I should have done 3 here. I think that one will be fine. But in the future, when I'm doing my 1, 2, 3, you know, doing my pattern, I'll make sure to put 3 in this one. All right. Oh, let's drop my tweezer. So I'm kind of focusing these ones towards the top here. So I'm going to do another shiny one, or towards the front. So do another shiny one. Excuse me. That's fine. Now this one, I only have to go 1, 2. Okay. There we go. This is what we're getting. And then I do have a little bit of these metal. Just do a couple of those at the front, maybe. I'll do like 3 for this side and 3 for this side. Okay. So do the same knot. That one was a 3Z. You can just do 3 in all of them if you want to. And then I'm going to go back to the mat. Okay. So now this is going to be my pattern. Down here, I'm going to redo this pattern. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to redo this pattern because I'm now here, right? So I'm just going to go boop, 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 boop until I run out of these polished ones. And then once I run out of the polished ones, I'm just going to go straight with the matte ones until I get to the top. So that's the plan. I'm probably going to make this one to be about 18, 20 inches, right? And once I get to putting on the findings and everything, I'll come back and show you how to do that. But I have to sit down. So I'll be back in a little bit. Alrighty, ladies and gents, here we are back up at the top of this necklace. So I've got about 20 inches of beaded doings. Now there is an option here if you want to. We did have some beads left over. You could keep going and make it a longer over the head necklace if you want to. I think I'm just going to stick with it. By the time I get all my business on here, I'll probably be at maybe 22 inches probably. 22 to 24, I would say, because I got to add all this. So probably 22 once I get that on there. So that's where I'm at with it. So I've got 20 inches of actual beading. So this is the design that I decided to go with. I'll just show you. My lighting's kind of crazy town. So there we go. We got this. This is the little design we were doing in the beginning. I went until I ran out of the shiny high polish guys. I actually ended up having two more, but one of them was over here and I was sitting on the couch with my knee problem. So I was like, oh, I thought I only had 9 for each side, but I probably could have gone again, but that's fine. So I did put these on here. So once I got up here, I just started going matte and then shiny, matte, shiny until I ran out and went matte all the way to the top. So there we go. I quite enjoy it. This is what she looks like, kind of, whoa, far away. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I tie off the ends of these and add Old Faithful clasps. Now, you can do this any kind of way you want to. This is everybody's preference. This is just how I prefer to do it. And if you guys have been around the show at all, you've probably seen this before, but I just thought I would show it to you. So this is how I do. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to zoom in. What I'm going to do here, so I've got to the end, I'm going to put on one more bead. I'm going to put on this metal bead because I can get through this metal bead twice. Okay. So you want to have a bead that's large enough that you can go back through it at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm adding this from my stash. This is a vintage twisted oval jump ring in the red bronze. And I'm going to attach mine to these jump rings, these oval jump rings. Oval being important because the weight of the necklace, if you use oval, an oval jump ring never allows the weight of the necklace to be on the weakest part of the link, which is where it opens. That is always on the side. So I'm going to tie off to this oval jump ring here by putting this bead on, bringing it down. I do have 3 knots in this, okay? So that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot in here. I'm going to go again with 3 because this one has a larger hole. 3. So this is just like we're just adding a bead. And I'm going to grab a hold up here. Okay. There we go. And now I'm going to take my jump ring and I'm going to go through my jump ring. And I'm going to tie a knot around the jump ring. Just pretend that it's not there, just like you're going to tie another knot. Now you don't have to go so many times on this. I am going to go twice. Okay. I'm going to come back down to this knot that we just did. I'm going to hold on to it there. I'm going to push it into place. Okay. Then, oh, sorry. This is what you're looking at. So in essence, you're just tying this on almost like a charm or whatever. It doesn't really matter how you want to go about it. If you want to go again for safety's sake, you can do that. You could maybe do like another half hitch knot right here if you want to. So you just do one of these. You don't have to do this. So it's just if you want. Okay. So there you go. Now what we're going to do, I keep dropping all my tools today. I'm a droppy girl. Is we're going to take this thread and we're going to go back through this metal bead. And you're going to kind of have to maneuver to make yourself a little space. And if you do it if you can get it through there the first time without breaking your needle, you'll be doing pretty good. I did not do that. So I broke, meaning I bent the thread. So I'm going to give it another cut here. Try again. And I just kind of am popping this bead up on both sides so it can go through there. These metal beads is a little bit hard because they're hollow on the inside. And I gotta get my face down here so I can see something. Okay. I gotta make room on this side for it to come out of there. All right, it's not working. So when in doubt, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab up a little snippet of wire here. Just to create a leader. No problem. So I got just a little piece of beading wire. I'm going to fold this in half. And put this in there like so. And then I'm going to try to go through with these little wire pieces. This is medium wire, which might be a little bit big. But that's all I have in my bead bag. Whoops. Okay. You can see them coming out the other side here. And this is just going to depend on, if you have to do this, it's just going to depend on how your knots fall. So if you do, don't panic. Remember not to panic. So then what we're going to do is I'm just going to grab up my plier. I'm going to make sure that this string is still in there so that when I pull these through, brings it through the other side. Okay. So now I can do away with this. I might need it for the other side. So let me see where I'm at here. Yeah. Okay, so then basically what we're doing is, now that we've got it through there, we're just bringing this down. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to do a half inch loop right here, another 1/2 inch knot around this knot that's already here. So basically I'm going to take this string and I'm going to go around like this and create a complete circle. Here's my circle. And I'm going to get the tail of this and I'm going to come up through the circle. And then before I pull it tight, I'm going to make sure that my knot is going to fall where I want it, which is right here in between. Okay, so there's one. And I'm going to do one more just for funsies. Hung up on something over here. Okay, again, making sure that's going where we want it. And we're just tying a knot over the knot that's already there. And there we go. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. So now I'm just going to take and cut this off. I'm not worried about this at this particular moment. I have this extra. I'm going to save that because it already has a needle on it and I could use it to make earrings, another bracelet, you know, whatever. Okay guys, I got the other side done here. It's drying up a little bit, but I will connect it on. To our old jump ring. Got a little bit fuzzy on it. Okay, so this is what we end up with. Okay, it's got to be cleaned up a little bit. You can still see I got the little tails and stuff. It is still drying up, but I will just burn these off with my lighter and then everything should be good. So I did go ahead and put a little bit of glue on these knots here and just a smidge on these top ones. So there you go. Hey, be nice. These cats. So that's what we got going on there. And I'll just tuck it in. And since those are going to be in between the two beads, they're not going to be felt or anything. So there we go. So let's zoom out a little bit. The total length on this necklace, let's find that froggy tape. Is gonna relax a little bit. 22. It's gonna relax a little bit. So what I do is I get after these cats for being naughty to each other. And then I hang these up overnight so that I hang them up so they're hanging like this so that they can kind of get adjusted to their new situation. I do give them a little spritz. Just a smidge, just a half a smidge, like a whisper of water on the knots, you know. And then I'll hang it here and let it relax so that it can get used to its new situation. Okay, and then that's done. Donezo. That's what we got going on. So it's also a good time to kind of adjust the pendant as well if yours is hanging a little wonky wonk. Normally with the lark's head, let me just look. It's not too bad. But if it was, you could always get it the right way, give it a little water, kind of work it in the way you want, and then once it's dried up a little bit, give a little smidge glue. But other than that, I mean, when it's on and it's got a background to lay on, you know, a person, it's going to lay flat, you know, doesn't have a choice. So there we go. So that is my project number 1. So if you're just joining us, it is a little, we do got a little wonkiness going on over here. I'm trying to do my projects. I'm traveling. I have a hurt knee. But we're doing the best we can. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please make sure to make a comment. That is really helpful. Even if you just do like a thumbs up or, you know, something like that. And then also leave a heart. And if you're feeling really generous, you could give this video a share or one of my other videos. That would be appreciated. I hope you guys are all having a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.